Hi, my name is Amara. I'm a Tribe member, privileged to be one of the pioneer members of the very Tribe cause. Um, so, a brief history about me in this contest. I was a girl that had a lot of dreams, but didn't know how to harvest those dreams. I didn't know the channel in which those dreams were going to be birthed. I knew I was born to be great. I knew I had the talent. I knew I had that burning desire inside of me, but I didn't know how to go about it. So tribe for me was a birthing a birthing place, of all the dreams that I had. Let me take it down history a little bit. So in 2017, that was when the first time I ever heard of Ijamandukwe, Clarity Queen, aka Wanya Kamum. Actually, my mom first told me about her. I've never heard of her before. Then I asked her if she had a number. She said no, but she wanted us to connect somehow. Thank God for social media. I went looking for her on Instagram, and I found her, and she happened to be my friend's older sister. Like, oh well, this is getting interesting. You know, um, to cut a long story short, I, made my way to her handle, followed her. Then 2018, we had the midnight walk with God. Naked but not ashamed was the magnetic force for me that really drew me to her, and I realized we had a lot in common. So I started buying some of her courses, her books, and stuffs like that because I liked what I saw. And her journey is a very interesting one. If you do your research, her journey is a very interesting one. She has consistently showed anything can be done if you put your mind to it and put up a structure. So luckily, she talked about tribe in one of Sunday meetings. She talked about tribe, and voila, I knew I had to be there. So before tribe, I'm a single mom of three lovely boys. I had bills, things weren't just working out. And I'm one person. I don't like working for people, but I just had to do it because we had to earn a living. You know, um, that's life for you, right? But before then, I had all these dreams, and I knew I needed to do something with them. So in Thrive, I learned how to really dream again. Like dreaming is actually where the whole that's where it starts. So in Tribe, they taught us how to dream. So because I already had those dreams, I was able to kind of like expand. I was able to explore more. With the dream, like, okay, this is what I want to do. I can actually do it this way. I can actually do it that way. By the way, I'm in the food industry. I'm a caterer. I'm into manufacturing right now. I manufacture my own stuff. So during Tribe, I wrote down the things I wanted to do. One of the things I wanted to do was, start manufacturing my own food because I live in Australia, right? And when you go to the African store, some of the things that they've been on the shelf for like so long, and there are some things I'm able, right? And there are ingredients or condiments we use for cooking that people are not really aware of, or you can't access it. I'm like, oh wow, I can actually bridge the gap. So that was how Michi's food was birthed. So we started procuring our own raw materials, started processing, manufacturing, and packaging. And she told us that branding is key. You need to cover your own niche and stand out. See, Try for me was my birthing place. So it's more like a birthing kernel for me, where so many dreams have been birthed. Right now, Mitch's food is selling in Australia, and by God's grace, by next year, we're expanding to America, Canada, Europe, and not just expanding to those areas. The plan is to have our product on the shelves of the big supermarkets, in major countries, and this was a dream I had, but I didn't have a birthing kernel, and that was what Thrive did for me. Not only and really do that for my business, Thrive made me understand the value that I had inside. And Thrive made me understand that I needed to always bring value to the table. If you want to be outstanding, you need to bring value to the table. That was, that was what some of the materials we worked with in Thrive, did for me. Like the mad, model, like where you have to be, motivated, and all those very 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 interesting things. So Thrive is about the doing. Like it's rounded in the sense that, like, from the conceiving to the birthing, and to the manifestation of what you've conceived. And the beautiful thing about this is it's wholesome. It cuts across your spiritual life, it cuts about your finances, your social life. It's very wholesome. Like it's about, like, I don't know the best adjective to use to qualify this. It kind of like develops the wholeness as a human being. As a woman, you understand that you can actually have it all. In Tribe, that's where we understood you can actually delegate without feeling guilty, because at the end of the day, it's all about producing results, right? It's all about producing results. So there is no shame or guilt in delegating things just to get things done. Tribe is a place where you become who God has called you to be. Tribe is a place where you identify your purpose, and you work in your purpose, because your purpose starts from your dream. So you begin to work in your purpose. So for me, Tribe has been and will always be, a betting place for me. Sometimes I go back to the modules and I do some of the assignments just to, get that motivation. Because, see, the truth is that life will always knock you down. Life will always knock you down. So you need that, system where you can always go back to. You need that community that you can always, rely on. People of like minds, people that really want it. People that will fight for what they believe in, and people that really, I want this thing. So try, if you know that you want to make it in life, if you know that you want something so badly, and you need a place where you can have structure to birth your dreams. Tribe is for you. And the good thing is that you can always go back to your modules. The good thing is that you have community, you have people of like minds, and even if you guys are in different sectors, like beautiful relationships that birthed, like meaningful relationships that birthed in this place. I know I've met a few people in Tribe that they've become covenant sisters. Like sometimes we just have like that time out where we talk about life, our goals, what have we been able to achieve, and all of that, and what's the next, and things like that. And when we hit a roadblock, you need that community of like minds to keep pushing you. And the good thing is that you have access to the coach. I'm not saying she knows it all, but she knows enough. And the good thing is that she's always researching, and she keeps revising, and with the help of the Holy Spirit, everything just comes together. So for me, my Tribe journey has been a very beautiful one. I have no regrets whatsoever. I was pushed, I was challenged. Sometimes I didn't want to do the module. I was like, oh my God, where do I start from? But the thing is, I did it. I answered the difficult questions. Sometimes there was a time I had to confront myself, because the truth is sometimes you are your own enemy. So you need a community that would help you, confront that enemy within, deal with it. At least you have one less enemy, because you have a lot of, this outside forces that you already have to deal with, right? So Tribe is a beautiful community to be a member of. And hopefully, if you come to Tribe, I hope I get to meet you, and let's glean from each other's knowledge and talent and gifts, and just build this strong, beautiful community of strong women. When I say strong, not like stuff like hair kind of strong. Women that want it, and would not just wanting it, but doing something about what they want, and working towards achieving what they want. So Thank you for listening to me and my tribe journey. I try to be as brief as I can because it's a lot. There's a lot of, there's a lot of things I can say, in my own personal life, with my kids, moving from, a smaller house to a bigger house, getting my dream car and all of those interesting things. It's been a wonderful, 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 wonderful journey. Like, to me, impossibility is nothing. All I need to do is to set my eyes on it, set the right strategy, set the goals, and push the goalpost if it's not working out with the timeline that I've put. But the thing is, I don't stop working towards my goal. I work towards my goal, revise it, re-strategize, go back to the drawing board, and find a way around it. There's always a way. The good thing is, when you have the structure that Thrive provides, you can always find a way around. They say there's so many ways to kill a rat or kill a mouse or kill a cat, whatever. But you get the gist, right? Anyway, thank you so much for listening to me, and you have a great life.